to another video. This time I thought we would go into finances, which is scary for a small business sometimes when you're just starting out and you haven't got a clue what to do about finances. But I thought we'd have a quick chat about it. I'll hopefully put your mind at ease. It's not as complicated as you think. Yeah, let's get into it. So when you're self-employed, if you're just starting out, your class is like a sole trader, which means you and your finances are considered the same. You're not separable from your finances. But so that means you don't need a business bank account. But I would highly recommend getting one, because it wasn't until I got a business bank account that I realised how much money the business was actually making, and then I realised that I could afford to move in with Sean, and here we are now. I have this lovely office. So it wasn't until I separated that from my personal income, my business income, that I realised that I could do it. So yes, I highly recommend it, and it just makes things a lot clearer and more manageable when it comes to sorting out tax and things like that. So yeah, I would highly recommend that. If you're a sole trader, you need to complete a self-assessment tax return, which is the process of working out how much money you made in the financial year and working out how much tax you owe and then paying that tax. Now, the tax year runs April to April, 5th of April 2020 to the 6th of April 2021, or the 4th, whatever, April to April. And then you have until the following January the 31st, so that'll be January the 31st 2022, to pay your tax bill and do your self-assessment. Now, I, being the great example that I am, haven't done mine yet, and I've had since April. I always think I'll do it in the summer while it's quiet, but I didn't really get a chance this summer. So now here I am with just over a month to go, and it's Christmas now, so I'll be doing that in January. But hopefully it won't be too stressful because I know what I'm doing and it'll just be a simple process, fingers crossed. So yeah, that's how it works. And then in January I'll go on HMRC's website, type in my numbers, and they'll say you owe us this, and I'll say great, pay. And that's if I need to pay. Because in the UK, I can't speak for other countries, in the UK everybody gets £12,500 worth of tax-free income. That's your personal allowance. So you get £12,500, which is why a lot of people's tax codes will be something like 1250L or something like that, because that means you then pay tax anything over that. So for example, let's say you make £15,000 a year, minus your personal allowance of 12,500, that leaves you with 2,500, minus your expenses, because they're tax-free. So say you spent £1,000 on expenses in that year, so £1,000, that leaves you with £1,500, and then you minus 20% for tax off that remaining amount, which is £300. So that's how much your tax bill would be. So if you do it that way, you can calculate pretty easily what your tax would be. You won't be surprised when it comes to it. Now, obviously, £300, while it's not loads, when you've made £15,000 in a year, it's not a big chunk. But if you get to January and you're like, I owe £300, where am I going to pull that from? We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that. A quick word on VAT, because some businesses need to register for VAT. I don't, because VAT is only if you earn over £85,000 in a year, and I do not. I wish I did, but I don't. Many businesses do. It depends what you're in. If you're in something that's got a really big price tag, essentially, because it's not profit, that it's turnover. If your business turns over £85,000 a year, then you need to be registered for VAT. And then I would probably recommend getting an accountant, whereas sole traders you don't really need an accountant. You can get one if you want, if it makes it easier to manage, but personally it is quite easy to just get stuck into yourself. So yeah, so there's some numbers for you. I hope that didn't throw you off. I hope that sounds okay and manageable. The thing is as well for me, when I do my self-assessment, because I'm quite a small business still, I'll go on it and loads of it doesn't apply to me. It's like, do you have money in offshore accounts? And I'm like, no. Do you invest in this? No. Do you have any staff? No. So a lot of it's quite easy. I basically just put in what I've made, what I've spent as in expenses, and then it tells me what tax. That's basically it. I have to do all the accounts up to then to figure out what I've made in the whole year. But as far as HMRC goes, I only put in like 2 numbers on there. It's pretty simple, and the whole thing's like 8 pages, and I pretty much ignore it all. Not ignore it, because you have to read it and see that it doesn't apply to you. But yeah, a lot of it is very fancy stuff. Doesn't apply to us small little businesses. So yeah, hope that's put everyone's mind at rest with that. Now I'm going to recommend my business bank account to you, because I'm not paid to say, unfortunately. Monzo, if you watch this, please pay me. I just think they're quite good, and I've been with other ones previously, and I think Monzo business account is probably the best value for money. So I thought I would tell you all about it. So Monzo is £5 a month business account, which is quite good compared to other business accounts. My previous one was going up to £10 a month, and I was like, and then it turned out Monzo offered more features than what my other one did for less of the price. So obviously I switched to Monzo. And top tip, I like to switch bang on the start of the financial year, which makes things a lot easier when it comes to taxes. So I started this Monzo account in April this year. So yeah, it's £5 a month, and you do need to have a personal Monzo account first, but those are free, so that's easily done. I use mine for like spare change and stuff. I don't really use it, but if I do, I put like a few quid in it every now and then. Yeah, but you don't need that. So it's £5 a month. You have invoicing tools on there. I've not used them too much, to be honest, because I just do my own invoices anyway. But if you need to invoice someone on the go, you can do it all in the app, which is quite good. They also have categories for organising your spending, so that makes it easier when it comes to doing your tax return, because you can categorise it into like software, wages, supplies, tools, blah blah blah. It's integrated with Apple Pay, which is quite useful because I don't really use my bank card out and about, which is this one. I can show you it because all the details are on the back. I don't really use it out and about, but I do have it on my Apple Pay just in case I'm ever like in Hobbycraft and need some supplies or whatever. So that's quite good. It's got free transfers, which a lot don't have, and you can schedule payments and direct debits as well. And what I do like, actually, I have a direct debit that comes out on the 2nd of every month, and on the 1st it'll have a little thing in the app that says coming out tomorrow, £10 to so and so, and I quite like that. It's just a little heads up, like this is what you're going to be spending tomorrow, which is quite nice. The main thing about Monzo that I love, which is what convinced me to get it, is the fact that you can split your money out into pots. Now, I'm going to do a whole separate video on this method because it's a whole other thing, but it's called the Profit First method, and it is the way to manage your finances. And honestly, since I've started doing it, everything runs a lot smoother. But like I said, I'll do another video on that. So if you want to watch that, please subscribe, and it'll be coming in the next few days after this one has gone out. But yeah, pots, because a lot of people who do the Profit First method like to just set up multiple bank accounts, which seems like a lot of hard work. But Monzo, you can have pots within one bank account. So I have a tax pot, profit pot, and my wages pot, and when money comes in, I can just siphon it off into those pots, which is a godsend. And like I say, I will do another video on that because I really want to get into it more, and I think it's a really useful method, so I don't just want to skip over it. But yes, that was my Monzo business review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a bit about self-employment, paying tax. Reminder that this is UK only. I have no idea about tax in other countries, and I'm not an accountant. So please, if you're unsure, seek actual professional advice. It won't work for me, but if HMRC come after you, that's on you. Hope that fills you with confidence. No, they won't come after you. It's really not that hard. Yes. Hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you in the next one.